Collaboarive Learning Trust is a partnership of a group of schools across the Yorkshire region, and we established the trust because we really recognise the positive benefits of schools working together. And when we considered our ethos and our values, that aspect of collaboration was really important to us, and hence the name the Collaboarive Learning Trust, because we firmly believe that all schools, no matter what Ofsted grading or what community they serve, have got real positives to share with other schools, and working collectively and collaboratively in that way, we will bring maximum benefit to the children across the trust.
What I would say about a trust is an amazing thing to be part of, because you have the economies of scale, because you have that CPD that can be joint, because you have professional colleagues in a wide variety of positions that you can call on if you need help or advice, or if you have staffing issues. And there's a central team as well that can help you, and all that's absolutely amazing. So as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a really strong trust.
I think as a school that's been on a bit of a journey, it's helped us, I think, firstly as a group of heads to get together and be able to work out what works, look at strategies. So in many ways, I think it's created a bit of a community where teachers can begin to talk and heads can begin to talk about what's best to move the school on and through teaching and learning.
It's been really helpful to have it's like informal, friendly support. So from my point of view, I'm an early years teacher, and it means that we've made connections with other people in the trust who have come in, and they've given us advice and we've given them advice, and it means that we've taken on things that they've said that we might not have thought about before, and it's really sort of enhanced our practice in the classroom.
And it is very much a trust where we value culture, we value ethos, but we value the separate identity of each school. So I think you'll find that each school has its own name, its own uniform, its own culture. There's no pressure from the trust to say you've got to change your name, everything's got to be in a certain way. That's not the case at all. It's very much what is important is the pupils. The pupils, first and foremost, are the most important things in this trust, and that's what we felt as a school. Everything that we do and everything we did at that time, and the decisions we made, were all based on, would this benefit the children?
I think first and foremost is that we are absolutely passionate about education. That might sound like a really obvious thing to say, but the whole purpose of establishing the Collaboarive Learning Trust was about bringing our individual schools together and taking all the great things that they were doing independently and combining that so that we could produce even better educational outcomes for all the children and young people in our schools. So that is the absolute driver behind the Collaboarive Learning Trust.
So within the trust we have Gemma, who helps us with HR, and that is policies and procedures. But I think more importantly for me, it's about that informal advice. So if I want to know something, I just pick up the phone and Gemma's there. And again, she knows all our staff, so she knows what we're in the middle of. She's very good at coming in, giving very straightforward advice. And she'll tell you the truth, and she'll tell you the ways you can go forward. And then she'll come and sit with you and maybe meet that member of staff with you or help you plan that conversation. So it's very, very hands-on.
I think the support that I've been able to provide to staff has been really well received, whether that's staff returning from long-term absence, having general problems within the working life, the personal life. I think that the role itself has developed with the needs of the employees that we have. Obviously there's a very serious side of HR, which is my part in safeguarding, keeping children safe in education, and again getting the right people in the right roles, which again goes back to what I do to support and encourage head teachers to be released.
One of the things about being in the trust is about protecting head teachers' time so that they can spend time doing the things that they're best at and the things that they're interested in. And of course, all head teachers were teachers once. So what they want to do is spend their time on teaching and learning. And often what you find is you're pulled in many different directions. Policies was a big one for me. And there are lots of things that are just standard and actually be easier to share. And so by sharing that workload, you're able to direct your time and attention and energy into the things that are interesting and will really impact on the children.
The other big thing for Bramhope, it may not be the same for other schools, but from a Bramhope perspective, one of our big issues was the financial side. And I cannot underestimate the benefit of coming into the trust from a financial perspective. Kate Owen and her team have done an amazing job at just giving clarity of information. Having joined the trust, obviously the financial reporting has changed. It's much, much clearer.
I think it's about looking at the structures within the school, making sure that the sort of limited budgets that schools have are being spent to their kind of best effect, making sure that we're getting best value for money so that money can be put into supporting teaching and learning.
So one of the roles which I think has a real impact on our school is the trust provide a support through Zoe, who's a primary quality of education lead in the trust, and she comes in once a week and basically functions as picking up any element of school improvement that I want to pass to her. So this year she's worked on supporting with phonics, introducing our new phonics approach, supporting in English, and also mentoring some teachers. So as a head, you've got somebody you can actually say, Zoe, pick up this and run with it. She's just there to say, what do you want me to do? And she'll pick up a strand of school improvement and run with it for you, feed back to you in a really supportive way, which means that actually it just makes your life a little bit easier as a head teacher.
What I do is I support the head teachers in developing their quality of education. So I initially meet with them, we look at what's happening in the school, and then together identify the areas they'd like me to focus on, and then I can put together a series of strategies to help them.
My particular role, I support you with project work, redevelopment of your school, your health and safety, any project management, safeguarding of the school, full package wise of building maintenance, redevelopment, anything that's required to make your school function better and a better learning environment. As the trust is building, we are bringing in our own workforce. We have a plumber stroke joiner on site now that can come to site.
A core value of the trust is the importance of equality, diversity and inclusion, and we believe that that is absolutely fundamental to the trust and how we want all of our people, and that includes staff as well as children, to embrace those values. One of the reasons that we established the trust with church articles is so that both faith schools and non-faith schools could join the trust. A real statement, I think, of our belief in the value of diversity.
I think what's interesting is the way that the trust is a coming together of non-church schools and church schools. I think that the school sort of sense of being sort of raison d'etre is the same. I think that we're being encouraged by the trust to be that, to continue, but also to, I think it's actually what we have to offer the rest of the trust and what we can learn from other schools, and that working together, which is actually quite interesting and possibly beginning to be quite exciting.
I think certainly I still feel I've got a lot of control over what happens at Bramhope, what we do from a local governor's point of view.
As well as having our shared values, I think what's important is every school having their own ethos and making sure that they don't lose their personal sense of identity, as well as that collective benefit for everything.
I think if you're looking for a trust, the main thing is to look at the values and ethos of the trust. And can you see yourself working with those people? And those are very important questions to me. So it wasn't a matter of joining a trust, any trust.
I think what kind of works for us, and I think I suspect will work for many schools, is that it isn't a one-size-fits-all model. I think we're very different to the other schools in the trust, and that kind of works, and that is okay. So I think if you want to be in a trust where you can actually be yourselves and have your own identity, because the Collaboarive Learning Trust is a trust for you. I also, obviously, we're a church school, and I think which means that also that unique church identity is still there and it isn't kind of washed away in a big trust model.
Now's the time to get on board with a new trust. And I think it's a really exciting time for education and looking at how trusts can really benefit the education of students and how schools' interests are so much stronger than schools not in trust. So now's the time to collaborate.
If you are considering being a member of the Collaboarive Learning Trust and being at one of our partner schools, whether you are a governor, whether you are a senior leader or a head teacher, do just take the time to come and meet us and talk through and find out more about the Trust that way. There is information available on the website as well as the latest contact details, but we really hope to meet you and talk through the possibility of you being one of our partner schools very soon.